All right, guys, you know the deal. We're back again. We're comparing chainsaws. Today, we're doing the 70cc class. I think we can both agree that it is our favorite saws to run. Probably couldn't go without them. And we're gonna try them all out and
we got
we got
the underdog here.
Yeah, we've got the 462, the 572, and the 400. We threw the 400 in there because it's 67 cc's. A lot of people talk like it's close, so we might as well try it.
Yeah.
So starting with the 400, that saw Stihl rates it at 5.4 horsepower. It comes in at 19.3 pounds, and that saw with a 25-inch light bar run you 1109 is what they cost now. The 572 comes in at 5.8 horsepower. We just weighed it, 20.6 pounds, and it will come in at 1,169 bucks. That's with the heavyweight bar. I think the lightweight bar is probably a $30 upgrade, $40, so probably about 1,200 bucks. Yeah. Husqvarna, they don't offer that one like as a spec with a light bar. You have to buy it separately or upgrade it. The 462 comes in at 6 horsepower, $1,409, and 20.1 pounds. So the 572 compared to the 462,
0.8 pounds heavier.
Half pound heavier.
Half pound heavier.
Yeah. The Stihl spec, of course, some of these online specs, they're just not right.
Right.
Because the Stihl spec shows that it's a 1.2 pounds lighter than that, and it's half pound by the time it's full of gas and oil.
These are all full of gas and oil. The weights that we taken.
The weights that we took, they're all full of gas and oil, yes. All of these saws, the Stihl saws have West Coast dogs, West Coast clutch covers, bark boxes on both of them. That one has a factory wrap handle cover, pretty close to weight. This Husqvarna just has West Coast dogs, stock muffler. The baffle or the spark arrestor is taken out of it. So last time we did this video, I don't think we had the best chain selection on all of them, so that might have played into our results. A lot of people said that the bark box makes a huge difference on these and compared to that. Well, they say 5% is like quarter horsepower. If the bark box is a big enough seller for you, then buy the Stihl, buy the $70 bark box, get your muffler modded.
And 5%, that's going to be like perfect conditions too.
Yeah, to us, it's just more about it running cool, it sounding cool. It's not really about the power. And like I said, this is what this is what we're testing. Yeah. So we are going to run all of these with 25-inch bars to do some times on them. We'll do a drop test on them and then a torque test, and we'll see how they do. But Aaron, you've owned all of these saws. You currently own these two saws. You had one of these saws. What do you like about them?
I mean, this one is heavier.
Not by much.
It's not by much though. That's the thing.
The 400 is clearly lighter than the rest of them, but it is also a 67cc.
Yeah. I mean, I like the anti-vibe on the Huskies. They're smooth running. The one thing I really complain about on these, and it's not that big a deal, is the chain adjuster. Because the chain adjuster is in the cover compared to inside on the case on the Stihls. It comes down to preference, really.
Yeah, it's preference. One thing I will say I love about this Husqvarna is this cap. I've had this saw for almost 2 years. Those caps have never leaked anything, and I bet I have leaked half a gallon of gas and oil out of this 462 all over my shelf. I've cleaned these caps several times, like the O-rings that seal. They still leak. It is super annoying. I do kind of like how you just flip these and turn them quarter. I do like that. I just don't like how they leak. So we're going to get these things out, and we're going to do some time tests, and we're going to see how they do. Let's go. did 2 cuts. We did one in hickory where we just dropped it, and then we did one in ash where we pried on it and tried to test some of the torque. Hickory was about 20 inches in diameter, somewhere in there. The ash was probably about 16. Both very hard woods. Aaron, what kind of results did we have? What do you got written down?
The 400 drop in the hickory did 23.46.
What did the 462 do?
462 did 19.64, and the 572 did 23.08.
So the 572 and 400 were right there. The 462 was just a touch above.
Yeah.
What do we have in the ash?
The ash, the 400 on the pry did 11.38. 462 did 10.38. So 1 second exactly apart. And then the 572 did 11.75. And the 400 actually did just a touch better than that, but that just could have been, next time that one could beat that one.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on, you know.
There wasn't really an outlier. This one was
faster,
but those two were neck and neck.
Yeah.
So that was kind of some surprising results. I thought the 572 would be a little bit better. When I cut the ash, I even said, man, I think that is the fastest cut.
Yeah.
I think it just feels like it runs smooth in your hand.
That comes down to that anti-vibe that I've always talked about on this saw.
Yeah.
It just seems so much smoother.
Yeah.
It doesn't vibrate as much as these in your hand.
No, I think the smoothest running saw, best feeling when I pick it up in my hand is the 572. It just feels, it is heavier, but it just feels really well built. It's like you said, the anti-vibe, it's a tough saw. I was a little disappointed that this was
Last.
noticeably slower than the 462.
Yeah.
But
I'm just surprised at how close these two actually are.
yeah, the 572, it just, I don't know the specs. To me, it just doesn't seem like it revs as high as the other ones. I think the 572 does have a little bit better torque than the 400. We didn't really do anything to prove that today. But just in my opinion, when I've noodled with both of them, you've noodled with both of them a little bit. I think the 572 does have a little bit more torque. Throttle response, this one is lacking.
Yeah.
I think everybody can agree on that. It's still snappy. It's not a 50cc farm and ranch
No.
unresponsive saw, but it is not near as snappy as the 462 or the 400.
Yeah.
They're just a pop of the finger and it's right there where you want it. Now that's not to say it's a bad saw. It gets there. It's just not as quick. Maybe like half second, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, you're not drag racing when you're cutting wood.
No.
I mean,
No.
we are today kind of, but
Some people are picky about their saws as far as the way they feel throttle response. This one, it feels good to me. I just know it's not the 462 or 400. Durability wise, like long term, I've had this saw for almost 2 years. I haven't had a single problem with it. I've cut a ton of wood with that. No issues.
yeah.
Really good saw. I've had this one for a year now. Not a single issue with it.
And the 462 that I owned for over 2 years.
No issues.
No issues ever.
No. This one does have the best air filtration of the group, I think.
Yeah.
These two Stihls, they get a lot of particles up in the air, and this one it's pretty good.
These two are better than, say, the 500 and the 661, though.
As far as the air separation.
Yeah.
Yes, I can agree there. So long term, I think they're all very good saws. It just comes down to
Personal preference and what do you want?
Yeah. I was disappointed that one was just slower, but this is what happened last year too. And a lot of people said that I was smoking rocks, and this one's not actually that good.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It is.
This is actually a really, really good saw.
You know, I think a lot of people just didn't really know about this saw as much. Like, they didn't promote it as much. And then they came out the 500, so this one kind of got put on the back burner.
I completely agree. I feel like this is just the middle child, whereas you have 400s are really popular, and then everybody runs and jumps on the 500 bandwagon. So this one's kind of stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
But this is these.
It's a great saw.
Yeah, and these saws are exactly what I want to run. These are my favorite saws. So that will do it for today. I think we got a lot of valuable information today. And hopefully, if you're thinking about buying one of the best saw classes, 70 cc's, hopefully this helped you out. I don't think there's a clear-cut loser. I think there is one that is a little bit above, but it also is the most of money.
Yeah, it stands out a little bit from the other two.
Yeah, with the price and the performance. So it's kind of happy medium. Aaron, I got to ask you if you can only have one. and you're gonna pay for it, which one are you gonna take?
If it was today, it'd probably be the 462.
You're willing to pay it?
Yeah,
The
if I'm only
performance
going to have one, that one.
I would agree with you. That's what I would take too. So that will do it. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. And if you haven't checked out the previous saw test videos we did, you probably should check that out. We'll see you next time.